Hello students, welcome to your own class Chemistry with Minds. Namaskar. Today we will study effect of hybridization on bond length, bond strength and electronegativity. So let's start. Effect of hybridization on bond length, bond strength and electronegativity. So first you know bond length or bond strength or electronegativity. All these three depends on the size of the hybrid orbital. Now first we will start with bond length. First you should understand what is the bond length. Bond length is the sum of atomic radius of two atoms. Why two atoms? Because bond can be formed at least between two atoms. That's why sum of the atomic radius of two atoms. Suppose if this is the atom and this is another atom, when they will form the bond, then it will form from here to here, from the center of the one atom to the center of the another atom. So this will be radius for this atom and this will be radius for this atom. So from here to here, that will be called as bond length. Okay. Now as you know that size of the s orbital is smaller than the size of the p orbital. How and why? Since you take any atom, this is the nucleus, correct? If you take any cell, in any cell, first S subcell will come, then only P subcell will come, then only D subcell will come. After that, F subcell will come. So you can see that if this is the S, this is the P, this is the D. Now you can see S is smaller than P and P is smaller than D, and if there is another orbital, that will be F and D will be smaller than F, correct? So S orbital is smaller than P orbital. Now let us consider sp3, sp2 and sp hybridized orbital. So this is sp3 hybridized orbital means 1s and 3p, it means total is 4 orbital. Out of 4 orbital, 1 is s orbital. It means s character is 25%. because out of 4 only one s orbital. Now come to the sp2 hybrid orbital. Here it is one s orbital and 2 p orbital. So total is 3 orbital. Out of the 3 orbital, 1 h s orbital. It means s character is, that is equal to 33%. Now come to sp hybridized orbital. In sp hybridized orbital there is one s and one p. So total is 2 orbital. Out of the 2 orbital, 1 h s orbital. It means s character is 50%. So now what you see, as we are going from sp3 to sp2 and sp2 to sp, the s character is increasing. Here is 25%, here it is 33%, here it is 50%. And what is the s character? What I told you, s character means smallerness, because s orbital is smaller than the p orbital. So as much will be the s character, that much will be the smaller hybrid orbital. So we can say that as we are going from sp3 to sp2 to sp, the hybrid orbital size or size of the orbital decreasing. So size of the sp3 hybrid orbital will be bigger than size of the sp2 hybrid orbital, and that will be bigger than size of the sp hybrid orbital. Correct? Now come back to the beginning. What I told you about the bond length. Bond length is the sum of the atomic radius of two atoms. Correct? Now let us consider for sp3. After that sp2, then sp. As the size of the sp3 hybrid orbital is bigger, so let us consider this is the size of the sp3 hybrid orbital. sp3. Then what will be the bond length? Bond length will be considered from the center, and this will be the bond length. Correct? Now come to sp2. sp2 is smaller than sp3. So suppose this is the smaller size. Correct? It is smaller than sp3. This is another sp2 orbital. sp2. So for this, bond length will be this much. Now you can see this is this much, this is this much. Correct? Now come to the sp. sp will be further smaller than sp2. So let us take again smaller than this. Correct? And there is another sp hybrid orbital. Why we are taking 2? Because bond can be formed at least between 2 atoms. That's why we are taking hybrid orbitals, 1 hybrid orbitals from the 2 atoms. Correct? This is sp, this is sp. Now for this, bond length will be this radius plus this radius. Now you can see bond length, this is greater than this and this is greater than this. Now take the example. So bond length is sp3 is greater than bond length of sp2 and that is greater than bond length of sp. Now we will take the example. What is the example? sp3 means, let us take the alkane. sp2 means alkene. Correct or not? And sp alkyne. Correct? This is sp3, sp3. This is sp2, sp2, and this is sp, and this is sp. This is sp3. sp3 means in case of alkane. This is in case of alkene, and this is in case of alkyne. Now you might be thinking, alkane single bond is okay, but alkene also I have taken the single bond, alkyne also I have taken the single bond. Actually I am taking only the sigma bond. Only in case of sigma bond, what is the bond length? Because hybrid orbital can form only sigma bond. Correct? So this bond length will be 1.54 angstrom, and this bond length will be 1.48 angstrom, and this bond length will be 1.38 angstrom. Now see, this is sp3, sp3. S is only single orbital, so it is single orbital. P is can be maximum 3, so it is 3. Correct? So it will remain, this bond length will remain same. Now come to here. Here 1 is s orbital, yes, okay, but here 2 is p orbital, but there can be 3 p orbital. It means there is one unhybridized p orbital. Correct? In the same case here also one unhybridized p orbital, and unhybridized p orbital takes part in pi bond formation. It means here one pi bond formation is possible. So when we will form the pi bond, correct, then what will be the bond length? When p orbital, unhybridized p orbital, and this unhybridized p orbital, they will come closer, then it will bring both carbon atom more closer to each other, and more closer to each other means bond length will decrease. So it will be 1.34 angstrom. Correct? Now come to here. Here one s orbital, yes, s can be only 1, and p is 1 orbital, but maximum p can be 3, but here it is 1 p orbital. It means 2 p orbital remain unhybridized. Similarly here also 2 p orbital remain unhybridized, and one unhybridized p orbital forms one pi bond. It means 2 unhybridized p orbital will form 2 pi bond. So here, correct, 2 pi bond. Now as I told you, when there is a formation of 1 pi bond, it brings 2 carbon atom closer to each other. Since here it is 2 pi bond, so it will come, or it will bring more closer both carbon atom. So it will be further less than this, 1.20 angstrom. Correct? So now this is the story of CC bond. It may be single bond, double bond, and triple bond. Now come to the CH bond, because carbon can form the bond with carbon as well as with hydrogen. CH. Now As you know, carbon can be sp3 hybridized, sp2 hybridized and sp hybridized. But hydrogen is having only one s orbital, correct? It means it can be between sp3s, correct or not? Or sp2 and this hydrogen is s, and third possibility is sps, correct? Because hydrogen is having only s orbital, because one electron, so it is sss. But carbon can be sp3 hybridized, sp2 hybridized and sp hybridized. Now as I told you, sp3 hybrid orbital is bigger in size than sp2 and then sp. Why? Because of the s character. Okay, so this bond length will be more than this and this bond length will be more than this, and it is calculated by X-ray diffraction study is 1.11 angstrom. This is 1.10 angstrom and this is 1.08 angstrom. So this is the story of carbon hydrogen bond length. So that is the effect of hybridization on bond length. So now come to bond strength. How it depends on hybridization. Bond strength. Now as you know, bond strength is inversely proportional to the bond length. Bond length is inversely proportional to the bond strength. Now we will calculate the bond strength according to the bond length. So this is 1.08 angstrom, which is smallest between or among the carbon-carbon bond length and carbon-hydrogen bond length, correct? So if we will consider CH, this is sp3s, CH, sp2s and CH, sp S, correct? This is the smallest bond length. It means it will be having more stronger bond, and this energy is strength is calculated in terms of bond energy. It is having 507 kilojoule per mole. This is having 443 kilojoule per mole. Because more will be the bond energy, that much will be the strong bond. And this is 435 kilojoule per mole. Correct? Now come to carbon-carbon bond. Carbon-carbon, carbon-carbon and carbon-carbon. Correct? This is sp, sp, sp2, sp2, this is sp and sp. So this bond strength will be, this is 435, this is because this bond length is greater than this, so bond energy or bond strength will be lesser than this. 433 kilojoule per mole. This is 383 kilojoule per mole, and this is 347 kilojoule per mole. Now you can see sigma bond we have considered, but I have not written any pi bond. Now we will consider the pi bond. When we will introduce the pi bond, you should know what is the pi bond. Pi bond formed by the sideways overlapping of p orbital, and whenever there is sideways overlapping between p orbital, then the extent of overlapping is small, lesser. This is the extent of overlapping in comparison to the sigma bond. In sigma bond there is endways overlapping. This is endways overlapping. So now you can see the extent of overlapping in sideways is smaller than extent of overlapping in endways. This is sigma bond, this is pi bond. More will be the extent of overlapping, more will be the stronger bond. It means pi bond is weaker than sigma bond, correct? And that energy of the pi bond is taken as 251 kilojoule per mole. In case of here, one pi bond can come. So C single bond, C, this is sp2, this is sp2, and here one pi bond can come because it is sp2 hybridization. So remaining unhybridized orbital is 1. So when we will introduce one pi bond, it means the energy of 251 kilojoule per mole that will be added. So what is the energy of CC sigma bond? That is 347, correct? Now 347 plus 251, it will be 598. So this energy is 598 kilojoule per mole. Now come to the CC triple bond. This is sp, this is sp, correct? Now CC sigma bond energy is 347 and there is 2 pi bonds, so it will be 251 plus 251. It will be 7 plus 1, 8, 9, 4, 5, 7, 8. 849 kilojoule per mole. But actually the bond energy of CC triple bond, that is 823 kilojoule per mole because of the pi-pi interaction. That is the reason energy decreased from 849 and it is 823 kilojoule per mole. So that is the effect of hybridization on bond strength. Now come to the electronegativity. Electronegativity. First you should know what is the electronegativity. Electronegativity is the tendency of attracting electron. As I told you previously, sp3 hybrid orbital is bigger in size than sp2 hybrid orbital is bigger than size than sp hybrid orbital. Now, as the size will decrease, the orbital will come more closer to the nucleus. Nucleus means positive charge, correct? It means as the size of the orbital will decrease, it will come more closer to the positive charge. Positive charge means it will attract more strongly the electron, and tendency of attracting the electron is called electronegativity. It means as we are going from sp3 to sp, the electronegativity is increasing. So, electronegativity of sp3 is lesser than sp2 is lesser than sp, because sp is smallest in size, that's why it will be more closer to the nucleus. Nucleus means positive charge, more closer to the positive charge. It means it will attract more strongly the electron. It means electronegativity will be more. So, this is the effect of hybridization on bond length, bond strength and electronegativity. If there is any doubt, any confusion, I am always available for your doubts. You can write in the chat box. I will give you as soon as possible the reply of your questions. If you like this video, please subscribe it so that you can get automatically my next video. Thank you very much.